राधा माधव की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जयो नित्यानंद। जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जयो नित्यानंद। जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जयो नित्यानंद। जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद। So today we are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Leela, chapter 12, the Lord's dealings with Jagdanand Pandit, verse number 154. जगदानंदेर प्रेम विवर्ता शुने ए जन प्रेम स्वरूप जाने पाया प्रेम धन. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Anyone who hears about the loving exchanges between Jagdanand Pandit and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or who reads Jagdanand's book Prem Vivarta, can understand what love is. Moreover, he achieves ecstatic love of Krishna. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The word Vivarta means accepting something to be the opposite of what it appears. Here Jagdanand Pandit appeared very angry, but this anger was a manifestation of his great love for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prem Vivarta is also the name of a book written by Jagdanand Pandit. Therefore, the author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, uses the words Prem Vivarta to refer to one who reads the book or hears about Jagdanand Pandit's loving dealings with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In either case, such a person very soon achieves love of Krishna. Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshu Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today we are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Leela, chapter 12, verse number 154. Translation. Anyone who hears about the loving exchanges between Jagdanand Pandit and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or who reads Jagdanand's book Prem Vivarta, can understand what love is. Moreover, he achieves ecstatic love of Krishna. Hare Krishna. So we are reading this chapter which describes Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes with Jagdanand Pandit. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, he appeared with all his devotees from Golok Vrindavan and Vaikuntha Lok. So those devotees who are associates of Lord Krishna, they appear with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in different forms and relations. So in Dwarika, Lord Krishna has 16,108 wives, queens, Mahishis. The prominent being Rukmini Devi and Satyabhama Devi, and of course Jamvanti and others, Kalindi. So Satyabhama, the queen of Lord Shri Krishna in Dwarka, appeared with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Sri Jagdanand Pandit, was a very close associate of Lord Gauranga. And they had a very unique relationship. Just as Satyabhama had a unique relationship with Krishna, she was a wife, and she was not a submissive wife as compared to Rukmini Devi. She would dominate Krishna, and she would demand to Krishna, and she would get angry if Krishna does not fulfill her demands. And Krishna would enjoy that relationship. So Jagdanand Pandit also had such a unique and sweet relationship with Krishna. And he used to stay with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he used to stay with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri. So once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Jagdanand Pandit, you please go to Mayapur, Navadip, and meet my mother Sachi Mata and ask her welfare and check if everything is okay with her and with all the devotees in Mayapur. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he took sannyas, his father had already died and his elder brother had already taken sannyas. So left in the house was his widow mother Sachi Mata and young wife Vishnu Priya. Still Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas to preach to the whole world. That is his compassion. Namo Mahavadanaya is Mahavadanaya. So on the request of Sachi Mata, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed in Jagannath Puri, so that Sachi Mata keep hearing the news about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's welfare. At the same time, being concerned out of love and affection, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to send some devotees timely to ask welfare of Sachi Mata. So he sent Jagdanand Pandit with Jagannath Mahaprasad, etc. gifts. So Jagdanand Pandit travelled to Mayapur and he met Sachi Mata and he offered his obeisances to Sachi Mata and he offered obeisances to Sachi Mata on behalf of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has sent his regards asking about your well-being, and he has sent Mahaprasad, Jagannath Mahaprasad and Jagannath Vastra, Mahaprasad clothes and other gifts. And Sachi Mata was so happy to meet Jagdanand Pandit. And they both sat and talked for a long time about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And it gave immense happiness to Sachi Mata to get to hear about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's well-being in Jagannath Puri. And Jagdanand Pandit told Sachi Mata that often Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he is sitting with us in the assembly, he tells us that today Sachi Mata fed me so much, I am full till the neck. Sachi Mata didn't understand this. So Jagdanand Pandit explained that whenever you are offering to Krishna, to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, here in the house, in the altar, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu invisibly actually comes and eats it. And this is well known to the very intimate associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that wherever Nityanand Prabhu dances, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is present. And whenever Sachi Mata cooks and offers prasad, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu eats. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to narrate that my mother, she lovingly cooks so many nice vegetables and rice, especially green leafy vegetables, spinach and all, which was favorite of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So my mother cooks so many nice vegetables and rice and sweets, and she puts in a nice plate. and she offers me, and she meditates, and she pulls me with her love, and I go and eat. And sometimes she is able to see me eating, and she smiles. But when I go away, she thinks, oh, I was dreaming that my son Nimai came and ate. She doesn't believe that actually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and ate. She thinks I was dreaming. And when she goes back to the altar, she says, empty plate. And she says, oh, I am so foolish. I am becoming old. I forgot to fill the plate. I offered empty plate to Krishna. So she takes the empty plate and again goes to the kitchen and again puts prasad and again offers. Originally she offered full prasad plate, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and ate, so it became empty. But she thought that I forgot to fill prasad, so she again offers with love, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again comes and eats. Like this so many times it happens. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, my mother feeds me so much, I am eating till my neck. Jagdanand Pandit was narrating this pastime to Sachi Mata, and she was in tears. She was so happy. This is the love between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sachi Mata. This is the same love between Krishna and Yashoda Maiya. Yashoda Maiya is to love Krishna so much that just by thinking of Krishna, her breast milk would start coming out. So Sachi Mata loves Chaitanya Mahaprabhu so much. And in this way, Jagdanand Pandit spent so much time in Mayapur, and he met Advait Acharya, and he met Vasudev Datta, and he met Murari Gupta, and they were so happy to meet Jagdanand Pandit, and they were so happy to hear from him about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's well-being, and they were so happy to hear various pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. These devotees, when they would meet Jagdanand Pandit, they would feel as if they have met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They were so happy, and they would forget everything. They will talk for hours and hours, forgetting that they have to get up and do some work, or get up and have prasadam, or sleep, or do something else. They would just talk. This is the nature of devotees. When devotees sit and talk about Krishna, they so much give joy to each other. Talking about Krishna is real joy. And getting an opportunity to hear about Krishna from a pure devotee is greatest fortune. Just by hearing about Krishna, we develop love of Krishna, Krishna Prem. It is so easy. We just have to submissively hear about Krishna, and we develop Krishna Prem. Parikshit Maharaj submissively heard from Shukadeva Goswami, and he developed Krishna Prem. Vyasdev heard from Narad Muni, and he wrote Srimad Bhagavatam. Brahma heard from Lord Krishna himself. Arjuna heard from Lord Krishna himself. Suta Goswami heard from Shukadeva Goswami. Shaunak Rishi heard from Suta Goswami. Vidura heard from Maitreya Rishi. Dhruva heard from Narad Muni. Prahlad heard from Narad Muni. We see all these great devotees, they have developed the perfection of spiritual life by hearing. Just with our ears, if we carefully, attentively hear Srimad Bhagavatam, we hear the pastimes of Lord Shri Krishna, we hear the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita, we will advance in spiritual life, we will develop Krishna Prem. So devotees were very happy conversing with Jagdanand Pandit. Jagdanand Pandit also met Shivanand Sen, and they spent some time together. Jagdanand Pandit stayed in the house of Shivanand Sen, and together they managed to manufacture very nice, scented, aromatic, fragrant, cooling sandalwood oil for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. To make oil out of sandalwood is not easy. It takes lots of effort. Even when there is Chandan Yatra pastime, when there is Chandan Yatra in the temple, when we apply Chandan to the deity, it takes lots of effort to make powder of the Chandan stick. So to make oil of Chandan stick takes lots of mehnat. At that time there were no technology like today, electrical technology, mixers and grinders. So Jagdanand Pandit and Shivanand Sen, they sat together for hours and days and they made very fragrant, aromatic, scented sandalwood oil for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, almost 15 kg. For 2 months, Jagdanand Pandit stayed in Navadip. And very carefully, Jagdanand Pandit carried a very big pot of oil to Puri. From Mayapur to Puri, they would walk those days. There were no flights or trains or taxis or cars or buses. They would walk those days. So Jagdanand Pandit very carefully carried 15 kg of scented sandalwood oil to Jagannath Puri. So then when he reached Jagannath Puri, he gave it to Govind. Govind is servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We should know something about Govind also. Once when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sitting in Jagannath Puri with devotees, including Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, this devotee Govind came and paid obeisances to Jagannath, to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he very humbly introduced himself that I am disciple of Ishwar Puri. Ishwar Puri is spiritual master of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I am disciple of Ishwar Puri, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's god brother. I am Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's god brother. And after Ishwar Puri left his body, Ishwar Puri instructed me before he leaving his body that after I leave my body, you go and offer personal service to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So hastily after he left his body, I have come here to obey my Guru Maharaj, to offer service to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Knowing that Govind is his god brother, disciple of his spiritual master, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced him and welcomed him. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, I am in a very big dilemma. The god brother of mine, the disciple of spiritual master, I should respect him and I should not take personal bodily service from him. But spiritual master has sent him and ordered him to serve me. But I don't want to accept him as a servant. But I can't deny also. So this is a very big dilemma. What should I do? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he is seeking advice from Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya just to show his humility. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, my dear Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the order of the spiritual master is more important than any other personal consideration. And hence he accepted Govind as his servant. And Govind would serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very nicely. And Govind would take help from Ramai and Andai, and they would help serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There was one more devotee, Kashi Ishwar, who also was sent by Ishwar Puri to serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Kashi Ishwar was very strongly built. So whenever Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would walk and go towards Jagannath Puri, Jagannath temple, Kashi Ishwar would go before him to take care of the crowd so that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can walk uninterruptedly without obstructions and take darshan of beautiful Jagannath Baldev Subhadra. So this is Govind, he is a great servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who tends to the body of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who performs personal service, who fulfills his needs. So Jagdanand Pandit gave that 15 kg oil jug, oil pot, scented sandalwood to Govind and said, you apply this oil every day on the head of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that will cool his head and all the blood pressure will reduce. So this is for his health. So Govind accepted the oil and kept it in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's room. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came from his noon prasad after that, and in the room he saw that oil, and he asked Govind, what is this? Govind said, Jagdanand Pandit has brought it and he has requested me to apply it every day on your head. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, I can't accept this. I am a sannyasi and I should not use oil. And I cannot use a scented, fragrant, costly oil. That is not good. A sannyasi should be away from such sense objects. You better tell Jagdanand to give this oil to Jagannath Mandir, and they will burn the lamps in the temple. So whatever hard work he has done, that will be utilized properly in the service of Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a very strict sannyasi who doesn't accept opulent, costly gifts for his personal bodily needs. So he didn't accept that. Govind told Jagdanand Pandit next day that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has not accepted that oil. Jagdanand Pandit became very angry. We should know he is like Satyabhama. In the mood of Satyabhama, the wife is supposed to give comfort to the husband, to the master, to the enjoyer, to Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in the mood of Satyabhama, Jagdanand Pandit wants to give nice arrangements, nice opulence to, this is better, to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not thinking himself in the mood of Krishna as an enjoyer. He is thinking of himself as a sannyasi, as a devotee of Krishna, as a renounced person who should not accept costly gifts and who should not accept sense objects. So he denied the oil. So he is not wrong, and Jagdanand Pandit is not wrong. That is loving relationship. So Jagdanand Pandit became very angry, but he remained silent. That is also a mood of Satyabhama. She would become angry from Krishna and she will remain silent. And then Krishna has to go and pacify her. Generally wives do that. So after 10 days, Jagdanand Pandit, he again went to Govind and said, please request Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I have done lots of hard work for 2 months to make that oil, and it's very good quality original oil, scented, fragrant, aromatic, and it will cool his body, apply it every day and the head. So on the request of Jagdanand Pandit, Govind approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again and he said, Jagdanand Pandit wishes that you please apply this oil. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very angry and he said, what are you saying? If I apply this oil and walk on the streets, people will think I am a Dari. Dari means a tantric sannyasi who stays with women, because there will be a smell, scent, perfume, like fragrance, not perfume, fragrance. So people will notice that there is some fragrance coming out of my body. That means I am doing something at night with females. A sannyasi is not supposed to apply such scented oils. You just tell Jagdanand to give this oil to Jagannath Puri temple, to Jagannath temple, Jagannath Mandir, and they will burn lamps and for Krishna, and he will get the benefit of doing devotional service. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as a strict sannyasi, became very angry and he didn't accept. So next day morning, Jagdanand Pandit came to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke to him very, very lovingly. He said, Jagdanand Pandit, I understand you love me. But please understand, as a sannyasi, I can't use comforts and convenience like this. I can't use this oil, scented oil. You please take this oil to Jagannath Mandir and give to the pujaris there, and they will burn the lamps and Krishna will be pleased. Jagdanand Pandit got very angry. He said, oil? Which oil? Who is giving you false news? I didn't bring any oil. And he went, took that 15 kg pot, and in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, outside the house, he banged and broke that pot, and all the oil got mixed with the sand and he ran away. That is his anger. And he went to his room, he closed the door from inside and lay down and he started fasting. For 3 days he didn't come out and he didn't eat and drink anything. 3 days. Jagdanand Pandit was used to do that. Whenever he used to get angry, he would not tell anything to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu out of respect. But because he is angry, he would go and fast. So on the 3rd day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to his room to pacify him. He knocked his door. And from the door only he told Jagdanand, today I will take lunch in your place. Please cook something for me. In the morning he went and told. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to take his noon bath. Jagdanand got up. He was still angry, but he got up for seva. He took bath and he cooked very nice rice and vegetables and sweets and cakes and so many items. So at noon, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Jagdanand's room, and Jagdanand Pandit washed his feet and offered him a seat. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat, and on a big banana leaf, he put a mound of rice and poured so nice yellow pure ghee with tulsi leaves, and the rice was so fragrant. And he put many bowls of vegetables and sweet rice and cakes and such a big items. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was surprised, such a big feast he has made. So he told Jagdanand, why don't you also sit, take one plate, take some rice and vegetables, we'll both eat together. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to lovingly pacify him. So you also eat. 2-3 times Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested. Jagdanand Pandit finally said, very lovingly and politely, my dear Lord, you please eat now nicely, I will eat later. There are some more arrangements to be done, some work I have, I will eat later. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was fearful, he will continue to fast. That's why he was requesting him to eat in front of me. I want to see you eating. Jagdanand Pandit said, I promise you that I will eat. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard that, he became little happy, peaceful that yes, he will eat. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started having that rice and vegetables, and it was so tasty, Mahaprasad. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in order to pacify Jagdanand, said, wow, this is so nice prasad. Even when you are angry, you cook so nicely. Just a husband would tell wife, even when you are angry, you cook so nicely. And because Krishna wants to eat from your hand, that's why he makes arranges that so tasty prasad is made. Jagdanand Pandit said, my dear Lord, I didn't do anything. Who wants to eat that? He only arranged everything. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started eating. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will take little vegetables from a bowl, Jagdanand will refill it. Another bowl he will take little vegetable, Jagdanand will refill it. Every time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will eat one item, Jagdanand will refill it. And he went on feeding Chaitanya Mahaprabhu so much, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu kept eating so that Jagdanand doesn't become angry. Otherwise he'll become angry that I cooked so many vegetables and you didn't eat. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ate 10 times what he daily eats. 10 times. 10 times he ate what he daily eats. Jagdanand went on feeding, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, out of fear that he will again fast, went on eating, and Jagdanand went on feeding. Finally Chaitanya said, Jagdanand, I ate so much, 10 times I have ate. Now you stop. And Jagdanand Pandit said, okay. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got up, he washed his hands and feet and mouth, and Jagdanand Pandit offered garland and sandalwood and chandan. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, now you eat, I will serve you. I want to see you eating. Jagdanand Pandit said, my dear Lord, you go. I will definitely eat, don't worry. I have some other work. He said, what work you have? He said, there were some devotees who helped me to cook today, like Ramai, Nandai and Raghunath, but I will feed them first. And I will eat, don't worry. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, okay. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Govind, you wait here. You see him eating, once he is finished eating, then you come and inform me. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so much concerned that Jagdanand Pandit stops his fast. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left. So Jagdanand Pandit told Govind, you go and massage Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now every day after the noon lunch, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would take rest for 30-40 minutes. And Govind will massage his feet so that his fatigue is removed. In fact, I'll tell you one nice pastime. Once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had very heavy feast with devotees. And then they did very heavy kirtan and danced and jumped up and down. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's body was very fatigued because big feast and big dance. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he came to his room, he lied down on the door only. He was blocking the... Chaitanya's room is very, very small. The way he slept, you cannot go inside. He blocked the door. And as usual, Govind came to massage. So Govind told, my dear Lord, please go inside and give me way so that I can come and massage your body. Chaitanya said, I am too tired, I can't get up. So Govind said, from the door I can only access one part of your body, only feet, one leg. The other leg I can't access. So you please move little ahead so that I can access both the legs and massage you nicely. I can come inside the room. Chaitanya said, Govind, I am too tired. If you want, you do. If you don't want, you don't do. But let me sleep. So what to do? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu slept and Govind started massaging. He massaged very nicely one leg of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But the other leg he couldn't access. And he didn't. What to do now? Crossing over Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is an offense. So Govind took one cloth of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, put over his body, and he crossed his body, went inside the room, and he massages another leg and waist. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's all fatigue was gone by his soft massage, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dozed off and slept very nicely for 45 minutes. After 45 minutes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu woke up and he saw Govind inside the room. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very angry. He said, what are you doing here? Generally, you massage for 5-10 minutes and go away. Today, what are you doing 45 minutes here? You massage me 45 minutes? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't wanted somebody like that. Govind said, my dear Lord, I massaged you for a few minutes, then you slept. Said that, why didn't you go and have your lunch? That was general routine. After Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lunch for 5-6-10 minutes, Govind will massage, then Govind will go and eat. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was concerned, this boy has not eaten. He said, why didn't you had lunch? He said, my dear Lord, how can I cross you and go? That is offense. He was correct. You cannot cross the Lord. It is offense. You cannot cross any paraphernalia like arti, or if in the temple there are flowers or tulsi leaves or devotees, we should not touch our feet or cross them. That's offense. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got more angry. He said, you cannot cross me, then how did you come inside? He said, I crossed you. So, when you came inside, you crossed me. Now, to go out, you cannot cross yourself. What kind of logic is this? Govind said, my dear Lord, I crossed you to come inside to massage your other leg. For your service, I can cross you and take offense on myself. That is okay. Because I crossed you and did offense, I will go to hell. That is okay with me. But at least I massage your leg. But to go out for my lunch, I had to cross you. I can't do offense for myself. I can cross you for yourself, but I can't cross you for myself. So I sat down hungry here. So that is Govind, such a great soul. He crossed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he didn't cross back for his prasad. A devotee should be like this. Should be ready to risk anything and everything to serve Krishna. And he should follow proper Vaishnava etiquette. Vaishnava etiquette is most important ornament of a devotee. So that's Govind. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Govind, you sit here, make sure Jagdananda Pandit eats, and after he eats, you come and inform me. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left. Jagdananda Pandit told Govind, you go and massage Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Go quickly. I will eat, don't worry. And I'll keep for you also Mahaprasad of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. After Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's massage is over, he is taking rest, he is sleeping, you come, I'll give you your quota. So Govind left to massage Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jagdananda Pandit told Govind, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will definitely ask you, have I eaten or not? You just tell him he has just sat to eat. So I came. So Govind came to massage Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, hey Govind, you came so early? Did Jagdananda Pandit eat? Govind said, my dear Lord, he just sat to eat. Chaitanya said, no, go back. Just make sure he has eaten, then you come. Again Govind went. Jagdananda Pandit finally ate prasad. Govind came and told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jagdananda Pandit had prasad. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got relieved and slept peacefully. That is the relationship between Jagdananda Pandit and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so loving and affectionate. This is not ordinary relationship. This is very deep. Ordinary people cannot understand this. Towards the end, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would develop so much pain from separation of Krishna that he would not sleep and he would cry and he would perform so many austerities. And out of that whole situation and unhappiness, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's body became very skinny, very skinny. His body structure became very skinny, so much so that it was all bones, hardly any flesh. Imagine bones and skin. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would sleep on tree bark. That was very hard. So when he would sleep on tree bark whole night, whatever hours, on a hard tree bark, his bones will pain. And this is true. If you sleep on ground, eventually your bones pain. This is my personal experience. Sleeping on ground is not easy, your bones pain. Sleeping on hard surface. We brahmacharis do that sometimes. So he was sleeping on tree bark and his bones would pain. So the devotees would be very unhappy and crying. But as a strict sannyasi, he would not ask for any comforts. So Jagdanand Pandit, again in the mood of Satyabhama, who wants to see Krishna as Dwarka Nath, as Dwarkadish, to have nice comfort, Jagdanand Pandit brought very nice fine cloth and he colored it nice saffron, red oxide, and he put very nice cotton, Shimula tree cotton, and he made a nice mattress and pillow and blanket, and he gave to Swarup Damodar. He said, make sure Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sleeps on this, his bones will not pain, his body will be comfortable. So in the evening, Swarup Damodar kept that pillow and blanket and mattress, gadda, in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's room. So when it was time to sleep, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw that pillow and blanket and he became very angry. He said, who kept this here? Swarup Damodar said, my dear Lord, Jagdanand Pandit has gifted this. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very apprehensive and fearful. First, I don't want to accept this, but if I don't accept this, then this fellow Jagdanand Pandit will become angry and he will start fasting again. Every day this is happening. Jagdanand Pandit wants to offer some comfort and some opulence for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's convenience, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a strict sannyasi says no, and Jagdanand Pandit becomes angry as Satyabhama and starts fasting. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has to go and pacify her, manao him, pacify him. So Jagdanand Pandit had brought this nice pillow and blanket and mattress for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's bodily comfort. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Swarup Damodar, I don't want this. So Swarup Damodar and devotees were very unhappy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again slept on tree bark, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's whole bones were paining. And sometimes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would cry at night, and in the dark room when he would cry, he would go on the wall and brush his face like this, crying, and his cheeks would be full of blood. That is his ecstatic love for Krishna. So Swarup Damodar and devotees were very unhappy. So they approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He said, my dear Mahaprabhu, please sleep on this mattress and use this pillow. They are very soft. Jagdanand has gifted this with great love and affection, and that will ease your body. Chaitanya said, no. Why don't you bring a big bed for me? Like a king. I am a sannyasi. How can I live like a king? Generally it is said that those who like to sleep on soft bed, they develop desire to sleep with soft woman. That's how a renunciation should see a bed. Like Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu is a demon. He is interested in two things. What two things? Hiranya and Kashipu. Hiranya means gold and Kashipu means soft bed. So this means gold, which is greed, and soft bed means association with soft woman, which is lust. So Hiranyakashipu was interested in greed, money and woman, and that's a disaster to be attached to sense gratification. That's disaster for both, for a male to get attracted to female and female to get attracted to male outside marriage is sense gratification. It's illicit. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, tomorrow you'll bring me a bed. I don't want this, get out. And he told them to remove. Jagdanand became very angry. But what can he say? He didn't say anything. So then Swarup Damodar, with discussion with devotees, he arranged lots of banana leaves. And with his own nails, Swarup Damodar made small fibers of banana leaves. And then he took Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Bahir Vastra, outside cloth, external garments, and he sewed them together and filled it with the small fibers of banana leaves and made a mattress and a pillow and kept in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's room. He said, at least you sleep on this. This is your own clothes. And all the devotees requested, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used that towards the end pastimes for his body, and devotees were happy that at least Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not sleeping on hard tree bark. But Jagdanand was very angry and unhappy. So we see Jagdanand Pandit's love for Krishna is like that. In love there is anger. This is called Vivarta, Prem Vivarta. Vivarta means contradiction. You love somebody and you have anger. That's Prem Vivarta, contradiction. And Jagdanand Pandit was in that mood, in the mood of Satyabhama, to give comfort to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That was his love. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would not accept the comfort, out of that love, he was becoming angry. And Jagdanand Pandit also has written a book called Prem Vivarta. And Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami so nicely in this verse has written that anybody who hears this pastime of Prem Vivarta between Jagdanand Pandit and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will achieve Krishna Prem, love of Godhead. Such are the pastimes. Sri Raman Rai also described Prem Vivarta. And he, in his sequence of description of various aspects of spiritual life, ascending order, he said Prem Vivarta is higher, there is nothing more higher than that. That is love of Radharani and Krishna, which contradicts itself, which means that there is one Milan. Milan means union between Krishna and Radharani. When they meet together, they are very happy. Then there is Vipralamba. Vipralamba means separation. When Krishna goes to Mathura, then Radharani is very unhappy, and that increases the intensity of love. And Vipralamba is higher than union. Milan, separation is higher than union, because the intensity of love is higher in separation than in union. So when Krishna and Radharani meet, there is loving exchange. When Krishna goes to Mathura and Radharani is crying, there is intense love in remembrance of Krishna. So that's when Krishna goes away, that's Vipralamba. Prem Vivarta means Krishna and Radharani are together. Radharani is with Krishna, and still Radharani is feeling separation, pain of separation. Now when you are with somebody, or when you are with something, some person, you can't feel separation from that person because you are with. So Radharani is with Krishna together, but still she is feeling separation. That's Prem Vivarta, contradiction. Separation in union, that's considered great. Radharani feels that. In between Barsana and Nandagaon, there is a small pastime sthali, place, Leela sthali. There is a kunda called Prem Vivarta Kunda. So what happened is Krishna and Radharani are together, spending confidential private time. And one honeybee comes there. Honeybee generally are there in Vrindavan. They go to flower to extract honey, madhu. Because they extract madhu, sometimes honeybee is also called madhu. So honeybee came there looking for flower, and honeybee saw the golden face of Radharani as a golden flower. Radharani's face is more beautiful than millions of flowers. In fact, cannot estimate. So that bee started buzzing around Radharani's face to get some honey. Radharani's face is so beautiful, so sweet. Buzz. So Radharani was feeling little disturbed. So with her hand she was trying to chase away the bee, but the bee was again coming buzz. So with her sari and pallu, she was trying to chase the bee, and Krishna was chasing the bee with her flute, with his flute and with his chadar. But the bee was stubborn, was coming. So Krishna called Madhumangal. He said, Madhumangal, chase this bee away. It's disturbing Radharani. So the Madhumangal started chasing, and after a little hard effort, the bee went away. So Madhumangal became very happy on his success, and he said, Madhu left. Now Krishna's name is Madhu. One of the name of Krishna is Madhu. Sweet. Madhuram. So Krishna and Radharani are sitting together, meeting each other, and Madhumangal is shouting, Madhu left, and Radharani's ears heard that, and she thought Krishna left, and she started crying. That Krishna left me. Right, she is in the lap of Krishna. Krishna is embracing her. Krishna's arms are embracing her body, and she is crying, Krishna left. And that tears. And then Krishna, seeing her tears, started crying that Radharani loves me so much that I am with her, and still she is crying because she heard Madhu left, Krishna left. So both of them cried so much that their tears form a kunda. That's called Prem Vivarta Kunda. So Radharani's cry, Radharani's tears, Radharani's pain, Radharani's feelings of separation in presence of Krishna is called Prem Vivarta. That's highest. Krishna Prem is like this. Krishna Prem, if you get, it is amazing. Krishna Prem is like, it's like sweet sugarcane juice which is hot. Hot, sweet sugarcane juice. If you have hot, sweet sugarcane juice in your mouth, it is so hot that you can't swallow, drink. And it is so sweet that you can't spit. So neither you can have it, nor you can reject it. Neither you can take it, nor you can throw it. That is Krishna Prem. In material body, Krishna Prem cannot have it, cannot leave it. So the goal of life is this Krishna Prem. And Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is blessing us that if you hear these pastimes of Chaitanya Charitamrita, you will get Krishna Prem. So it is our very great fortune that we are getting an opportunity to hear Chaitanya Charitamrita. Few hundred years before, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he searched all over Orissa and Bengal, but he didn't get a copy of Chaitanya Charitamrita. He was so much wanting to read. And today, by mercy of Srila Prabhupada and his BBT, so easily we are getting Chaitanya Charitamrita to read and to hear today. So it is our great fortune, and we should regularly hear Krishna Katha. We should regularly hear Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita and Chaitanya Charitamrita and other pastimes. And just by hearing this nectar, we will develop Krishna Prem, which is the ultimate goal of life. So this human form of life we should not waste. It is a great opportunity for us to associate with devotees and hear Krishna Katha. So every day, repeatedly, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Nityam means every day. Every day, 24 hours, we should hear Krishna Katha, we should hear Bhagavatam, and we should chant and hear the holy name. And in that way, our heart is purified and we receive Krishna Prem. That's the ultimate goal of life. So we should take this process of Shravanam, hearing Krishna Katha, extremely serious, very seriously. And in that way, our life is successful. Okay, we will end here. Thank you very much. If there are any questions, you may please type in the comment box and I will read the question and answer. Thank you. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Shri Jagdanand Pandit ji ki jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, where is water? Okay, there is a question here. Hare Krishna Prabhu ji, Sarup Damodar Prabhu के विषय में जानना है, उनके विषय में बताए. Okay, so we will have one day, one of the days where we will discuss our Sarup Damodar, who is the secretary of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Good, thank you. Okay, another question is Hare Krishna Prabhuji Pranam. Can we play Prabhupada audio while chanting? Okay, when we chant our japa, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, minimum 16 rounds, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. The most important thing is to be attentive. So we chant and hear. We hear our sound. What we are chanting, we should hear. So generally it is not required to play Prabhupada audio. We are not here that we are chanting on Mala and Prabhupada's we are hearing. That's not the point. The process is we chant and hear our voice. So if you play Prabhupada audio and hear your voice, then it's okay, but not okay. Why? Because then you are not hearing the audio. You are not attentive to Prabhupada's audio. And if you are attentive to Prabhupada's audio, you are not attentive to your chanting. That's offense. So better is not to play. Some devotees do play and they feel it is helping them to hear. If that is the case, it's okay, but actually not okay because you are not attentive to either your chanting or Prabhupada's chanting. So best is to develop a habit of chanting and hearing your own japa. Okay. So we will end here. Thank you very much. If there are any more questions, you may put it in the comment section and we will reply. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.